neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor dark of night shall keep this carrier from the completion of my rounds. Where does that line come from? Give me some help. U.S. Postal Service, that's right. I was a mailman for approximately 10,000 days. That's why my back hurts so much. Only 2 days out of those 10,000 did we not deliver mail because of bad weather. Once when we had 2 inches of ice, once when we had 2 feet of snow. And so that means that 99.98% of the time we were out there getting the job done, doing whatever it took, being persistent, getting that mail delivered. And really, over my 30-year career, that's one of the things that I'm most proud of being a mailman, that neither snow, nor rain, nor sleet attitude, that never give up sort of philosophy. Now it's January 30th, and you know what that means, don't you? That means half of you, even the Toastmasters here, may have given up on some of their goals and their resolutions. Probably not Laurie Mustang, I know he hasn't. But there's a lot of people out there who have tried, and they're saying to themselves, oh, it's so hard. I've been working at this for 30 days. I need that piece of cake. Oh, I need it. I gotta have it. And so we give up on our goals and we wait till January 1st of next year and we start the process all over again. So I came up with a very simple idea. Goal setting and goal getting is like mailing a letter. Everyone here should have a little envelope, and I'm just wanting to use that as a little visual aid, a little reminder to you. And the first thing in a letter is just the envelope itself. You know, the envelope is your body. Now, some of us might be the normal 10 average size envelope. Some of us might be a little smaller party size envelope. Some of us might be a little bit larger, the sort of catalog size envelope. And really, other than diet and exercise, there's not a whole lot you can do about the size of your envelope. When I was young, I used to play basketball, and I wanted to be a professional basketball player. You know, and I'd go to those Harlem Globetrotter games, you know, and I'd think to myself, oh, I was great. But you know what? The old NBA never called. And I realized that there's not much of a call for a 5'8" guard who really can't jump and is pretty slow and doesn't shoot well under pressure. So the lesson I learned is that whatever size your envelope is, just love it and accept it for what it is. Now the second part of any letter is, of course, the message inside. What's your message? What are you trying to say? And that's why I like Toastmasters so much. Over the period of a year or two, you'll develop your message. You'll come out with some new ideas. In fact, what I like about the whole process is a lot of times you'll be sitting there working on a speech and these ideas will be coming on. You say, wow, I didn't even know I knew that. That's great. And it's a fun process to discover who you are and what your message really is. Obviously, Brian's message is stop global warming. You know, Don Claire's message is stop watching TV, you know, read a book, do something positive. Howard Brandt's message is stop spending all that money, save, save, save. So we all have a message and we need to figure out what that is. The other part of any envelope is the return address. And the return address are really your core beliefs, your core ideals. What do you believe in? Because, you know, when you're mailing a letter, it goes through the Postal Service. Sometimes it goes through machineries. And, you know, it gets torn or it gets all those black marks and you might have to get it sent back in that plastic bag. You know, in life that happens to us too. You know, a lot of times in our trials and in our goal setting, we go through situations where our envelope is damaged, where as positive thinking as we are, you know, bad things happen to good people. And we have to come back to who we are. You know, what are our core values? What are our beliefs? What's going to get me past that situation? And then we get to the main part of any letter, and that's the destination. What's your address? What's your goal? Where do you want to be? Let me tell you a little story about that. When I was a mailman, people assume that because you're a mailman and you're working on this particular block, that you know everybody and everything within a 5-mile radius. And at least once a week, people would come up to me and say, hey, mailman, I need your help. I'll say, yes, sir, what can I do for you? I say, well, you know what? I'm looking for that antique store. I say, well, what street is it on? And they say, well, I don't know. I say, well, what's the name of the antique store? And they say, well, I don't know. But, you know, it's out here in South County somewhere. I'm sure it is. And these people are willing to spend hours driving around looking for something, hoping that they're going to stumble upon their particular goal, their destination. And again, that's the way a lot of us do it in life. We don't have that specific destination where we want to arrive. And so when you address your envelope, you need to be as specific as possible. You can't just say John Smith, St. Louis, Missouri. You got to say John W. Smith, Jr., 456 Oak Street, apartment 56A, St. Louis, Missouri, 63126-2929. And the more specific you are with your goal setting, the better are the odds that you're actually going to get there. And then finally, you got the postage. And you may notice that on the envelopes I gave you, I put a 1-cent stamp. And that's to remind you that you have to pay the postage time after time in 1 penny increments. Nobody's going to give you a 46-cent stamp. You know, nobody joins Toastmasters. They say, hey, welcome, John, welcome to the club. Here's your Competent Communicator Award. Way to go. No, you've got to come to Toastmasters 46 times. You've got to do 10 speeches. You got to fill all these different jobs. You got to pay the price over and over and over again to finally reach your destination. Now, in 8 minutes, it's hard for me to explain everything that I've thought about in this simple goal-setting process. So I've actually written a book a number of years ago called Neither Snow Nor Rain Nor Heat. 200 pages about the whole process. Give you some good examples. So if you're interested in goal setting, please download the book at tomterrific.com. Just click on My Books, and you can download it for free. Let me close with this last story. There was a basketball coach, and his team's not doing very well. They're down about 20 points, you know, and he's bringing the kids over at halftime. He says, okay, guys, I know we're down, but we can come back. I know we can. He said, did Michael Jordan ever quit? And the kids said, no, coach. He said, does LeBron James quit when he's playing a basketball game? And the kid said, no, coach. He says, well, how about Elmer Jones? Did Elmer Jones ever quit? The kid said, Elmer Jones? What is he talking about? So one little boy said, Coach, I don't think we've ever heard of Elmer Jones. He says, of course you've never heard of Elmer Jones. He quits! So don't be a quitter. Be persistent. Remember, neither snow, say it with me, neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, and you will accomplish your goals. Mr. Toastmaster.